we made a couple of mini steps to reach some fundamental agreement across political lines that is almost amazing in today's clubhouse. So thanks a lot. I'm going to bow out and keep on.
Likewise, Anson.
All right. Take care.
Take care, Captain.
But Brad, if you were the, in the Pentagon, the 5-star general, why do you think deploying soldiers and giving them those operations is an effective usage of their time? Because you're going to have a lot of casualties and people that die. Plus, there's a lot of women in the narcotics industry. So they're going to be killing a lot of women who are ride or die type hoes with AK-47s that are going to die. I mean, why stir the pot?
So first off, if one of these cartels they employ women or have ride or die women that are going to pick up an AK, I'm perfectly okay sending them to go meet whatever sky daddy they go by. I have no compunction, man, woman, or child. It makes no difference to me. If you're harming an American, I will gladly and without purpose and will do it. And there are plenty of men. Do I enjoy having to see a kid or woman get involved in combat? No, but at the same time, if you're going to pick up the weapon, I now consider you a fair player. And it does fuck with the mind a little bit, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Which do you like better? Do you like these cartels smuggling over sex traffickers? Do you like them killing people? Do you like them murdering babies? Do you like them, having the weapon states that they have? Do you like them taking your cash? Do you like them bribing officials? Do you like them being terrorists? Do you? I don't know too many people who do. Oh, who the fuck made me a mod?
Anybody else can come up and talk on it. I don't know the domestic answers to the drugs. Like that's I don't do them. I don't like them. But I don't think you should be locked up for using them. At the same time, I think if you're a dealer and you're targeting a playground or young kids, I have an issue with you there. I'd beat you in the head with a baseball bat and not have problems with that. But I don't really particularly enjoy. I don't think we need to lock up all of these people. I agree with the Portugal system on that, with the decriminalization of the users. If we just took care of that problem domestically and kind of understood that, hey, you're going to do you, I'm okay with that.
Well, what do you think about, budget allocation and appropriations? I mean, are we even utilizing our national police force in every major city to do what they can really do to cut back on crime and illegal alien invasion and drug distribution? I mean, or are Democrat leaders in major...
It's just a bunch of people.
I'm just asking a question.
Invasions imply they use weapons.
Oh, I could show you lots of exampple of illegal Venezuelans who have murdered plenty of Americans since being released in this country since Joseph Biden.
You aren't the same. Invasion implies a standing army with weapons invading a country. That's different than what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying the word invasion for me. I'm just asking you, Brad. Do you think that the U.S. police force is really doing all they can do?
Police forces need to be restructured, and so do some of our courts. Police targeting users, like, I really don't care if somebody's wanting to snort heroin or smoke heroin. I don't know if they smoke heroin, fuck if I know. I don't really care. That just sounds like a whole lot of shit that I'd ever wanted to know about. But if they're smoking for a brain blood barrier easier. So if you're smoking heroin, that's not my problem. Like, you have a choice to make. You're accountable for your own life. I don't need to send police in. I don't need to direct. Now, do I need to direct the supplier?
Hi, John. Afternoon. This is Laura with Become
I
Soft.
don't know.
We're reaching out in regards of a meeting that you booked with us a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think that needs to get off the street. I think that needs to be targeted, and we can target those. But I think, honestly, screwing up the users, I don't know. Like, I believe because too many politicians.
John? Hey, John, wasn't it wonderful that the 5 officers tackled one of the their own shooter on base.
People got angry. I said, why does he have a beard? They say it's called shaving chick.
It's done, and there's not going to be a hang up. This is the set measure. Then I think we can resolve a lot of these things. I think a lot of these traffickers would run scared. I think the cartels would go back and try to get citizenship in China and be like, please take us in. Because Russia don't fuck around with them. They have drugs. They shoot the traffickers all the time. They don't care. They send them to the gulags. Have fun with that one. That's a whole cold prison.
Well, I think from like a domestic manpower, just having the people physically able to do what's required, I don't even know if the manpower's there. And then plus, in many of these organizations, they spend a lot of time investigating their own. There's a lot of people that work in these agencies, whether it's Department of Homeland Security or ICE, etc. That maybe some of them are informants, to the dark side or the other side. So there's a lot of intelligence, and money in all of this. And thus you have vice and criminal, people who are involved in conspiracies to distribute and profit and get away with doing this type of activity, at scale. But I'm just saying that, you have to be pragmatic in terms of what you have and what your budget is. And unfortunately, we have a lot of stuff that is just, we don't need to replace it. We either need to use it or clean it or make sure it's in good condition. But to be so frenetic, I'm just saying that to have any anxiety over the future.
Like what? Like, what's the example you have in your head?
I'm talking about assets in terms of military divisions, weapons, helicopters, jets, artillery, everything. And there's a lot of soldiers, tackling other soldiers or shooting at other soldiers, like at Fort Stewart. So I'm just saying, instead of letting, guys with beards shoot each other on an army base and then have 5 soldiers tackle a guy who doesn't even have a gun, or they don't even have guns. That's the one thing I can't understand is why on military bases are there so many disarmed people? Even the police at military entrances sometimes aren't even armed with ammunition. They just got, blanks in that gun, or there's no bullets in that rifle. So I'm just saying that if the United States wants to work its way out of the debt and the security crisis, I think you have to look at it from what is actually practical, pragmatic. What can you actually adjust? What levers can be pulled? I mean, that in that way, Trump is like the super consciousness of this country. He has that ability to spend and pull and push. He's got a desk with buttons, and he's got an infinite number of buttons. But it just becomes a question of priorities. I think that Trump and Kennedy and his entire administration really understand that principle. I just think still at $2 trillion with a deficit, I mean, it's just going to get bigger. It's never going to stop. So I think just really determining what the best ROI is, the best bang for our buck is the way to go. And I think that they're doing it. And thank God Elon Musk installed Doge at every agency. And now even Doge Florida is a success. So forensic accounting, pragmatism, and common sense are winning the day.
Doge ended up costing more money to run than it actually saves.
Oh, don't be such a negative Nancy, you Republican Marshall.
No, that's not being a negative Nancy. If you come in as a department that wants to cut federal spending,
negative Nancy.
Then you should cut more federal spending than your budget is. Otherwise, you can't justify your existence.
You're just being a negative Nancy instead of a positive optimist.
No. If I'm getting somebody who tells me they're going to save me money, yet they cost me more money than they saved me, then they didn't save me any fucking money.
They've saved $1 trillion in woke DEI education contracts, Marshall.
Which is exactly what Doge did.
Doge saved America $1 trillion in woke DEI climate change gender studies.
Only saves some money, not enough to justify its existence.
Wrong, Marshall. They saved almost $1 trillion already. Go to the Doge calculator.
Be able to justify its existence, and the Department of Government Efficiency can't reasonably justify its existence because it costs more to run than it saves.
These agencies don't. The only agency that raises revenue is called the IRS, Marshall. Every other agency does nothing but spend money on behalf of the American population.
I'm not saying the other agencies don't spend. I'm saying this agency, which was brought under the Trump administration, which people tend to reference, is not an agency that saved more money than it spent. It's an agency that failed in its mission. Don't be wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna find out how much money the federal government has spent on Doge administrative expenses and compare that to how much they stripped in fraudulent contracts. Let me do the quick calculation. I need to see some numbers here, Marshall.
Effort in trying to save money. What I don't applaud is that it costs more money to run that department and employees than it saved for the United States government and taxpayers. It did not say.
Okay, I'm putting that into Grok. We're gonna see what Grok says. We'll let Grok be impartial, as Grok is very impartial. I'm sure Grok will give us the correct answer.
As Elon Musk's AI is impartial. Okay. We'll be serious. Elon Musk's AI is not impartial, but if it's an AI that spits out an answer, why not? Let's take it. Hey, you would.
I mean, yeah, Marshall. Okay, I kind of want to challenge you on that. Now,
Sure, if I am wrong, please correct me.
Okay. So it's actually more of a philosophical point that I want to get into, and it has to do with Doge. But, yeah, I mean, I've been kicked out of 2 other rooms for asking this question. I think it's insane that they get so offended by it, but I actually see what is going on in the US and what is going on in the UK, what is going on in Canada, and it's kind of like the end of liberalism. It's like the end of that ideology. It doesn't exist anymore. We're moving into a new era of belief systems. I don't know how to explain it. We don't know yet. We have not figured out what the fuck is going on. But what I see going on in the UK, because I live here, is literally, it's day 13 in a row where an underage child has been like sexually assaulted by a migrant. So we have a massive migration issue, right? Now in the US, you guys solved it. We've dealt with all of that. You also had Doge. You have tried to do government efficiency. In Canada, I mean, you just have like an absolute shit show of a situation. So my question to you is that what I'm seeing is this is the actual end of liberalism, and we're entering into a new era. Do you agree with me, or do you completely disagree?
I'll agree that we seem to be on the cusp of something a little different. The end of liberalism, not so sure. The end of people believing that institutions are going to solve all their problems and that they don't have to pay attention to life. I think that's probably the thing that's the end of. Probably not having to pay attention to what's going on in your life. I think now more than ever you actually do have to pay attention.
Are you projecting?
In the UK, it's like people are paying attention now. It's like everybody right now is like talking about what's going on in the UK with like the fucking migrant crisis. Like, it's like literally, it surrounds me day by day. I don't even want to talk about it, and I have people here talking about it. So it's like, that is an issue. But then the UK, the US.
Wait, Ewan, before you continue, hold on one sec. Let me just answer Marshall's claim. Okay, this is from Grok. John Kitover asked, the Treasury has, the Treasury has apportioned $39 million to fund Doge as of February 2025. That's $39 million in funding. That's the Treasury's payment that they have spent on Doge operations. Doge claims that they have saved $199 billion in cuts as of July 2025. but analysis from CBS and others show actual savings of less than 3% claimed, with overall federal spending rising. All right, well, you're repeating the CBS narrative, Marshall.
I mean, are you? If you have a different narrative, why don't
There's
you
a Doge
that?
calculator. You can look at the Doge X account and see all the contracts, the screenshots from the acquisition system, SAP, that they use.
Yeah, you're missing the point. If you want to prove me wrong or say that my assumption, because that's what it was, is incorrect, like, why don't you present counter numbers?
I did. I just presented to you counter numbers.
They say, I don't know.
They claim they've saved $200 billion, and it cost them $40 billion to do it. I don't understand. I just gave you counter numbers.
So they claimed they saved $200 billion.
Well, they show receipts. The response doesn't show receipts.
What you said was they claim. Okay, so if they're claiming, what's the evidence that they actually saved that much money?
The receipts on the Doge X account, and they have a calculator. The other side, CBS. The other side says CBS has no source when they say less than 3%.
Marshall, I'm not gonna lie, like, we even saw a difference in, like, activism in the UK out here when Doge, like, cut all the funding. It's very bizarre shit. I think that it's gonna take probably a decade for us to, like, fully understand.
Okay, this is the end of the show. Okay, everybody go to johnforcongress.com. Thanks for joining. If you want to join the campaign, text 312-498-0517. We might jump in one more clown house.
Making it aligned with Zionism. You just might not be calling it that.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what I'm opposing. I'm simply saying, like, there should be a state. I mean, like, there should be a state of Israel. I'm just simply rejecting the Jew part. In principle, I oppose the fact that there's like a Jewish state, or there's a white state, or an Italian state. Like, I don't.
Lying. Try to him if he's shit in the streets. Exactly. Please confirm or deny that. Wait, I didn't catch that. We need to confirm or deny. Lion said.
Put in the chat. I said, don't lie on my friend.
Lion said that if he was a street shooter.
Chillism, wow. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Go to johnforcongress.com.